welcome to my channel. I am back with my 5th update for the save file that I'm working on for Sanker Islands. It's a beautiful custom world made for The Sims 3. I've been working on the save file for, I would say, about a month now. It's far from being completed, but I have been doing updates here and there. I believe I'm going to make a playlist for my channel by the time this video comes out, so click the link above if I do have a link for it. We are going to be looking at both sections today because I've done a bit of building in both areas of the world. We'll start with, I guess, this is actually a little tricky. I think we'll start with the red cobblestone area first, the more coastal area. So I did do some changes as well to what I previously had to make it fit better. I've moved the performance park that was like pre-built by EA, and I moved it into this 30 by 30 lot, and I did renovate it slightly and make it look a little different than it was prior to how I had originally renovated it. I liked how it looked with a bit of the flowers and things like that, and I changed the chairs and stuff up in this area. But that's pretty much it for that. I may alter this because I didn't realize the color of this, but that's no worry. I can always fix that. And this area I have not shown yet, but I did add in some lots I've already made prior to making the save file. So these I actually have speed builds for, I think, or at least this one I do on my channel. This was from my custom world that I made called Sunset Cove. It's not really the best custom world, but it was the first one I ever made, and I really liked how this looked for this area of this part of the world, so I figured I'd spruce it up, fix it to fit in this lot size because it was smaller than this, and kind of just go with what, you know, how this is. I may change how this looks, by the way. None of this is finalized. This is just progress of what I'm doing. So as you can see, this area here has the white picket fence. I may want to have that look similar to that. So that way it looks more cohesive, as if like the houses kind of have that similar, like they were built by like the same construction sort of company or area, whatever, you know what I mean? So I may alter that, or even just add it around this area and kind of block this off. So that way they have their own sort of fenced in area, so it's not open like this. We'll take a look at the inside of like maybe these two. This is a duplicate of, this is the original one. I made a duplicate and put a different exterior to make it look like a bit more of a different house. But we'll just take a look at these two on the left hand side so you can get an idea of like what they're supposed to look like. This was called, I think, the Suburban Single, the one that I built, and it has a really tiny living room. I don't know if this, I actually never test this part, if this part is functional. It might not be routable, so this might need to be removed. So that's my apologies. It's a really tiny living room. You could always expand it and remove this if you don't like laundry anyway, and then there would be more space regardless. So that's something that you can always do if you want to, but that's just how I built it. And then there's a tiny 2-seater kitchen here, a double bed bedroom, then there's a bathroom. Very spacious backyard. I put the invention table here, and then I kind of left like the garage empty in case you want to like renovate it or something like that. That's pretty much for that. The only thing that's different from the other one on the right side here compared to this is that it has a different backyard setup. So it just has the fire pit with the 3 seats as opposed to the invention table. And then this one over here, I think it looks smaller than that one, but it's actually larger, which is kind of funny to me because this one has 2 bedrooms in it. It definitely fits a lot more than the other house. So this has a living room with a, you know, a nice TV and little desk setup and everything. And then there is, of course, the hallway here set up with stuff for a pet in case you want one. And then it has a much larger kitchen for a 4-seater table. It even has like the little kids' food oven, and then, you know, nice counter space. And then it has a double bed with also a crib if they want to, you know, have more kids in their family or just starting out. And then it has an already set up bedroom as well for like a kid. And then I added in this pool area here because this wasn't originally at the house because it was on a smaller lot like I mentioned. And I think these are store flowers. I use them in another build, but I don't know what set they're from. But yeah, I think it's cute. I think it has a nice little backyard, and they also have the ocean and like, you know, the beach as their backyard as well. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1, which is, I guess, you know, that's really nice. You know, you have options there. And that is this area here. I really like how it's coming out. Ooh, a rainbow, cute. I also added in and changed up how I did the rabbit holes in this section here. So I completely changed how most of them were except for the spa/bookstore one. I used this building here, but I'm going to change the one I used specifically because I didn't realize that this was a bistro. The Nibble Cafe I thought was a diner all this time, but it's actually a bistro. And this is a bistro slash business center combo, and I don't want there to be two bistros, so I will be changing it out for a just simple business center instead. So please ignore this specific building because it will be a different one, but it'll probably have a similar shape. And then this one, some of them are pre-made lots that I just tweaked and edited to fit more with the world. So this also came with the, I think, Town Life stuff pack. This came with it, and then so did this setup here for the Nibble Cafe, but I'll show it because I did alter how it looks. This is just the grocery store, but I think it looks cute. It's kind of like eco-friendly, right? Like it has that thing on top here with the solar panels, so I think that's really cool. I think it's a nice area, like vibe for this area. And I didn't change anything about this part with the shopping, but like I said here, so this is the bistro for the world, and I completely altered how they had this set up, so I made it look a lot more botanical, and I added the trellis in here with the flowers, and I added in different lighting for the tables, and different fencing and stuff, because it was completely different. And then that was everything that I think I altered. The rest was already there, because that was like pre-set up. And the library, ignore that. I don't know if I'm going to keep it yet. That's also from the same stuff pack, but I might completely alter how it looks on the inside, and then change the decoration outside, but I don't know yet. Then we have here the comic book store, which I think I'm finished building. Let me know what you think of it. I think it looks cute. I think it fits in with like the way the other buildings in here look. I tried to make it kind of similar to this part here for the Spawn bookstore. So I wanted to look kind of like it blended in, but it has, you know, a cute vibe to it. I think it looks pretty nice. Like, of course, we have the thing over here where they can buy comics. There's some reading here. There's no seating in this section because it's meant to be like where they go shopping, but there is a little couch over here to sit, and they can play ping pong or juice pong here. And then I put a tiny bathroom, so that way if anybody has to use a bathroom they can. And then this does have an elevator in it. Unfortunately there is no stairs because that's how I felt like it looked better and fit. I highly recommend, I don't know if I have the name of the mod, but if I can find it I'll put a link in the video description. It's to make elevators run faster, and it is such a like lifesaver when it comes to especially playing in Bridgeport, and it makes it just so much more easily routable, and like they travel way faster. So I recommend using that because it's always good for any build that you use with elevators. This is a tiny video game area here. I kind of wanted it to be really colorful, but I left this area empty because I wanted there to be space for Sims to walk out. I wanted to have practicality, so I just kind of compromised and made this empty, this space. And then you have some video games here. I tried to make it where the routing would be really decent, so they can just kind of come and sit in these like things here. And then we have some video games in the corner here. And then outside, all I put was a Domino's table, and that's pretty much it. That's the entire comic book lot. And I think that's it for, is that it for this section? I think for like this part here it is. I think that's it. Yeah, okay. But then over here, so what used to be the performance park that I originally had plopped down is now a lot that I built. I think I did a speed build. I'll put a link above if you want to check it out. I actually had to alter this lot and re-upload a fixed version for it on my Patreon page. That's where the download link is, by the way. But I updated the link because the routing for the stairs was not working, and I didn't realize it when I had uploaded it for download at the time. But it should be fine now. That's really the only thing I altered about it. And then I just changed the pathway to align with the path that is built into the world because I feel like it makes a lot more sense. And that's all I really changed about it. But I will show it in case anybody hasn't seen it before. So it does have some custom content. I actually removed other custom content that was in it because I had some counters like a kitchen set. The only CC in it is the floor tile that I'm already using in this world anyway. So it shouldn't be that much of a bother. But there's one single bedroom here. There's two bathrooms here, but one of them is only a half bath and it's attached to this double bedroom here. And I did fix the stairs, so this is how it's now routable because it wasn't for some reason when I had it the other way around. So they walk through here and it can fit. There actually, I lied, I'm sorry. There is one other piece of custom content. I'm so sorry. It's this rug here, I think by Twin Simming. And obviously, if I do, like, you know, share the save file, I'll put links for things. Some things I think I am going to attach with the file, but when that comes to that moment is when I'll worry about that. But so this is a little dining room here, and then this is the kitchen that I changed. So I added the sink and the fridge in this area instead of having a little counter space. And I put in like these base game sort of counters with this stove that's from the Pets expansion, but everything else I kept. So it does have the stable for the horse, it does have the store items for the chicken coop and the cow pen, or whatever you would like to call it, and other things like that. But I think it's a really cute ranch home, and I felt like it made way more sense in this area. And this was the only 30 by 30 lot that was available left in this area, so I had to compromise, but at least 30 by 30 or bigger. So I compromised, and I just put the performance thing here anyway because I wasn't sure what I was going to put here. Now I decided to make it usable for horses in this save file. I originally wasn't going to because I didn't know how big it would be, but that's one piece of custom content that's also going to be used in the save file. It's the only rabbit hole rug I'm going to use, which is the equestrian center, because it's way too big, the actual rabbit hole building. It just won't fit on any lots in this world. This world only has a couple of like 40 by 40 lots, and it just wasn't feasible. But this was a pre-made one by EA that I altered to fit with this a bit. I kind of just changed it up a little bit, but not too much. And then for the equestrian center, I had it kind of match these debug barns that are in the back here to kind of make it look more cohesive with the world. So I think it came out pretty cute. Oh, this spawned here. This won't always be here, but this is kind of like a little ranch stable that's meant for horses for a pit stop as well. It's not just the rabbit hole, so there is an interior that you can use, but you can also just use the horse trellis things here as well with the salt lick if that's what you prefer. You don't have to use it to go in here, but there are 2 stables in here that are like the nicer stables. And then I put some hay. This is a rabbit hole rug right here, and then I just kind of decorated it slightly but tried to make it where it was still roundable. I didn't want to put too much in here. That's really it. This is meant to just be really a pit stop and that they can use when they're like, if they're playing here, so that way, or like training here. So I feel like it's really close, so it'll be really easily accessible for you to train them, and then to like have a pit stop and they can come right back to training, because I know that can be really annoying with horses when they have to keep running around a town to go place to place, you know what I mean? I think that's it for this area though for now for this video, so we're gonna go over to the next section of the save file. This area, I didn't really make anything too new. I think this was a duplicate of another house, so I'm not going to show it because I just kind of altered the exterior, and then I changed a little bit of the color palette in the living room, and that was it. But it's similar to one of the houses I think I put in the back over here. So that's happening there. And then the part that I'm really excited to show is this area here. It's not too much going on yet, obviously, but so I did put the criminal rabbit hole. I think it looks pretty cute. I'm not sure if this is from Dragon Valley or not. I think it is because it says this name here, but I think it looks pretty cute, and it's kind of out secluded at the edge of the world, which I feel like makes sense because that's where like the criminals will kind of go into this abandoned building all the way at the end that no one really goes to, you know. And then this here is meant to be a supernatural little forest slash park that I have 2 of the rabbit holes for the supernatural expansion here, the fairy arboretum, and then we have the fortune teller wagon. And I think it's really cute. I'm going to try to show, but there's a lot of trees here. I think it really embeds into the world though, so it's really cute and hidden. And I think that's kind of like a perfect thing for this kind of stuff, especially if you don't love to play supernaturals all the time, but you like to have these things in your, in your world just in case. Or if you want to randomly play a supernatural, like save in this kind of save file, you know what I mean? So I also put the horoscope thing here. It's kind of just underneath this gazebo that I built. I felt this looked really cute with this area, so I added this in to fill in the space. I put in some of the benches that come with the St. Greer Islands world itself. And then I put, again, from Hidden Springs, the Fountain of Youth, because I feel like that makes sense in this kind of build. And then here, this is an altered version of my original build of the Hocus Pocus cottage. I definitely made a lot of changes to this because the interior looks way different, so I do want to show it. But if you want to or download the original one, I could link my speed build for that as well above if you click the link, and you could check that out after this. But I completely altered the entire build, really. This is on the bigger lot size as well, so there's more space if you want to add stuff, but I completely altered it to make it more functional, to add a lot more like elements to it that are just like to make it look more homely instead of looking like the set basically from the movie. But I put like a little seating area here. I added in and moved the alchemy potion stand thing into this thing instead, and then I added in the freaking tree. I added in this couch here. I did alter the routing because I think this was unroutable. I moved this stuff over because I think it was just in the way. And then I added in a spiral staircase because originally it was a ladder, because in the original house they didn't really have, they had a ladder, they didn't have any type of spiral stairs because it wasn't a full upstairs. It was just like these side pieces, but I wanted to be fully functional, like I said, so I added that in. I added in a little pieces of decor, like they, the trunks where they hold all their belongings and stuff like that. And it has 2 bedrooms and 1.5 bathrooms. I didn't really touch the bathroom that was originally here because I didn't think it needed anything extra. But I completely altered the setup here, the blueprints for it, because it wasn't really, they weren't that big. But now it's definitely at least a 4 sim household size. So that you can have like 3 beds here. You could put in like a crib. You can change up and put 2 separate single beds here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of space that you can alter this around. And then this is the double bedroom here. And then I think I didn't show, but there's also a half bath in the corner here, right here. And then this door still leads out to the side here, and it still has this, so this is functional. This is from the Brunch at the Old Mill set. And speaking of the Brunch at the Old Mill set, I have a build I think I'm going to end this video on because that's the last thing I really have to show for now. And it is the festival lot. I'm so excited to show this. I didn't build this completely. This is the original at the, like, what is it, Brunch at the Old Mill that was created by the devs for that set from the store, but I completely altered for each season. Now I did play test this in like live mode already prior to this video, so it does function seasonally, but for some reason when I started the save, it already started it on the summer seasonal one, I guess, because you're already in summer anyway, so it doesn't matter. But just something to note that if it already starts off at the summer festival, it's not broken, the lot, it just starts off that way, even though that's not how it usually works. I don't know. Anyway, so this is a summer festival. This is what it looks like. I use the carousel from the Wonder set, the Carnival Wonder set from the store. And then I add in this whole little area here with the stuff for, like, sun tanning, which I don't really use this object, but in case other people want to use it, I put it in there. And then, we have the food area, the hot dog contest, face painting, and this large trellis thing I made here always has either skating or ice skating underneath it, depending on the season. So I feel like that was a really nice thing to have here, so you can always use that, and it will always be there. And then this is where you would go to get the little photos taken. And I really, really love these lanterns that are from the store. I don't know what set it's from. It could be from a world. Maybe it's from Aurora Skies. I honestly don't know. But I've been utilizing the heck out of these for this save file because I think they're so cute. They're so versatile. They're completely have like every like slot basically where you can edit. You can change the string color, the stand parts that are wooden, and then you have 2 different swatches for the lanterns that you can change if you want to mix and match, which I think is so cute. And I also alter the interior and like surrounding area for each season. I won't show it for each season. I guess I'll leave it as a surprise. But so I use like some mostly free store seasonal items. So if you don't have those, please get those because I utilize them a lot for this lot. But like these are the palm trees that are from that free decal set. And then I add in some lighting. This one, it's a little light on the decorating because there's not as much summery stuff that from those sets, but I add in this thing. I don't know what set it's from the store, but I just add that in. But for like Halloween time and winter time, and even for like the Love Day one, I go all out in decorating the interior. So I'm excited for people to see how that looks. And obviously I altered this area too, depending on the season. So I think I only keep the carousel for summertime, and then every other season there's something different here. So that's something to look out for. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to show right now. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to leave a comment below letting me know what you think. I really, really appreciate the comments. Thank you so much for anyone who does mention like what, that they're watching and that they enjoy watching these, because it really makes me feel better about giving these updates, because knowing that people actually care about the updates and seeing what the save file is starting to look like. But yeah, thank you so much again. Don't forget to give the video a like, and don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't already. Take care, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.